Hi, it's me, Spog. Not really important. What is important is my Deltarune crack theory, which may not be as much of a crack theory as I think it is, but I do have an idea as to what Ralsei could be. And I know I'm not the first person to say what he might be, but I think I have some ground to stand on here. Alright, so to start, what we know about Darkners is that they are objects. This is typically like a knife, a TV, a computer, a card. Fairly straightforward. Though I propose Ralsei is possibly the prophecy, and I know you think it's stupid. It can't be the prophecy. And maybe you're right, but consider some darkeners kind of push the definition of object, kind of bordering on concept. So, like I said, you have like Queen, who is a computer, fairly straightforward. Then you also have more little out there darkeners like Virukun? I think that's what they're called. The malware darkener from chapter 2. You also have like Spamton, who is spam mail, or the shadow guys from chapter 3, who are shadows. While these are, I guess, objects, they are things, they're not super tangible. You can't really reach out and touch a shadow. You can't really take hold of a malware virus. You can't like pick it up in your hands. So a little more abstract. Weirder even. ERAM, mantle, whatever you want to call them. That little greeble is a darkener in a video game in a dark world in a video game. So it's like levels of fiction. You, the player, are playing Deltarune. In Deltarune, there's a video game called Dragon Blazers. In Tenna TV World Dark World, Dragon Blazers, I think, or the game Mantle, basically spawns a little E-Ramling. That is already kind of out there. And then most intangible and out there is the Titan itself being a essentially a avatar of the fountain, or the, and the game calls it, the fear of the dark, which appears in many forms. Literally a concept darkener. So now, going back to Ralsei being the prophecy, a concept darkener does not seem that out there. This also, I think, works because Ralsei does not turn to stone or petrify in any of the Dark Worlds, and is from the Grand Fountain, I think, the Castletown Fountain. Why would Ralsei never petrify? Because they belong to every world. Because they're the prophecy, and that spans the whole of Deltarune. Alternatively, not alternatively, additionally, Ralsei is kind of nasty to himself a lot. Ralsei also doesn't really like the prophecy. He's burdened by it. He doesn't want it to be what it is. And yet he feels powerless to change that. That could also be a bit of his own internal feelings on himself. He doesn't feel like he can change or grow or become something different or new or Rousey like, because he's fate. He is the prophecy. He can't change himself in his mind because that's set in stone. That's the prophecy. This is also just a theory, so if you're in the comments going, "You're just stupid," it might just be stupid, and that's fine. Anyway, another. Oh, why does he look that way? You're probably saying now. I don't totally know, but I had another thought. He could look like that because boss monsters are important in Undertale. This is probably my more shaky evidence theory ground, whatever. So in Undertale, boss monsters can hold on for just a second longer than the average monster, not immediately turning to dust and actually having their soul permeate for just a second longer. Being the prophecy darkener is a very, very important role. Being the prince from the dark. This is also a king or queen type role, like in Undertale, Asgore Toriel being the king and queen. Ralsei could be a boss monster for his importance alone to the prophecy and everything. Um, Other crack theory is, what if the knight just knew Asriel? Ralsei is a darkener fashioned after. Editing Spog here. No. I don't know. I didn't actually go up this point at all. The knight might know Ezreal, might not. If it's a holiday, it's probably a holiday. This didn't actually add to my Ralsei being the prophecy point, so I cut it. So if I mention it again, sorry. Conclusion. I think prophecy Ralsei makes the most sense of the two of these instead of Lightner or hiding in closet always Ralsei. I think prophecy Ralsei works because also it explains a lot of his self hatred and kind of that I don't change, I don't deserve things because he's self loathing. Do with this what you will. If this sucks, awesome. If this is great, awesome. If it sounds like someone else's theory, my bad. I listen to a lot of theories myself. I just wanted to throw my hat into the ring. Um, it kind of reminds me, Darkners also change appearance sometimes, like the old man becoming the Hammer of Justice, Spamton becoming Spamton Neo, or Ralsei taking off his hat and becoming a different color completely and getting some different features. That is a Darkner trait, I think. Um, yeah, this is just kind of a quick little ramble. If he turns out to be the prophecy, that's funny. If he turns out to not be the prophecy, Delta Room tomorrow regardless. Thanks for listening to me ramble for like however long this is.